missing Catherine in great danger as hysteria spreads over disappearance. Fears for the Princess of Wales, who has not been seen since Christmas, have really reached a fever pitch as royal events are taking an increasingly bizarre turn. Hello and very warm welcome to Kate Middleton and the Queen Channel. Oh, you know all the conspiracy theories. The moon landing was fake, the Roswell landings were real, and right now Elvis is in charge of a pizza joint in Poughkeepsie, New York. And now the latest one is that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is missing. To be fair, there has been some weird stuff going on right now in the world of the royals, but the growing clamor, if not some good old-fashioned hysteria over the precise location and state that the princess may be in, really takes the cake. On Thursday, Catherine was trending across every single social media platform out there. The internet right now is having a conniption fit. These stories about Catherine going missing are growing like weeds. Now, anybody who has had any kind of abdominal surgery knows good and well it takes a very long time to recover. I mean, Catherine would be expected to be out of action for at least 3 months if all goes well. And I'm sure she has lost a lot of weight. It's not her choice. I mean, it's a horrible experience to go through, such a painful experience too. I mean, I'm sure right now Catherine isn't doing great, but it's not because she's being held captive in the basement of the Castle of May against her will, and it's certainly not because there's some scheme to keep everybody in the dark about where exactly she is and if she's even alive. Everybody needs to just calm down, take a deep breath. Right now, I am 100% certain that Catherine is alive. She is recuperating. But there's one person who's not doing very well, King Charles. Last month, Buckingham Palace shocked everybody after revealing that His Majesty was diagnosed with cancer. And right now, he is undergoing treatment, but we don't even know what kind of cancer it is. So this diagnosis meant that he would have to pull out of all public duties, and that was the advice his doctors gave him. But he was still going to keep up with all the state paperwork. He was going to have Zoom meetings with the Prime Minister. His doctors, however, told him absolutely no public-facing duties. And unfortunately, the timing could not have been worse. This came at the same time as Catherine was off sick. Kensington Palace announced in January that Catherine had undergone abdominal surgery and she would be recuperating out of sight until after Easter. And naturally, this meant that Prince William needed to do some rearranging of his own schedule to be by her side, and also do a little more to make sure the children's lives were not disrupted. Okay, fine, nothing very interesting about that. Well, then there were a couple of things that happened. So first off, early on in February, the journalist Concha Calleja showed up on Spanish TV to claim that she had, quote, spoken to an aide from the royal household in a completely off-the-record manner. And this journalist claimed that Catherine had been, quote, in great danger after the surgery. Reportedly, Calleja said, the doctors had to make drastic decisions at that moment because of the complications that arose. The decision was to put her in an induced coma. They had to intubate her. There were serious complications that they didn't expect because the operation went well, but the post-operative period didn't go so well. She went on to say the concern in the royal household was palpable. It was about saving her life. And about caring for Catherine at home, practically an entire hospital had been supposedly set up. Now, immediately, the palace said absolutely not. This is not true. A palace source told the Times it's total nonsense. It's fundamentally totally made up. And I'll use polite English here. It's absolutely not the case. Well, okay then. Thanks for clearing that up, except things took a turn for the worse on Tuesday this week, when William, only about 45 minutes before the event was scheduled to start, pulled out of attending his own godfather's St. George's Chapel memorial service because of a personal matter. So, of course, everybody on the internet at the same time screamed, Catherine! The nonsense idea suddenly developed a life of its own, and those conspiracy theories around the precise nature of her surgery and recovery were not only being spread by those tinfoil hat wearers, but basically everybody in the mainstream too. Now, there are also some really stupid theories making the rounds that Catherine, for some strange reason, had a tummy tuck, along with some suggestion that she had a Brazilian butt lift, or maybe she's growing out her bangs. I'm not paying any attention to those rumors. I mean, why would Catherine need a tummy tuck? And I'm sorry, but just the idea of Catherine getting a Brazilian butt lift is absolutely hilarious. So all of a sudden, in the space of only a few hours, the internet started treating the Princess of Wales like she's the Shelley Miscavige of the Sandringham bunch. If you don't recognize that name, well, Shelley Miscavige was the wife of Scientology leader David Miscavige, and she has not been seen in public since 2007. Honestly, folks, this panic over where Catherine is, what she's doing, how she's doing, it has transformed from entertaining and funny to completely insane. And it would be pretty easy to dismiss this as just a bunch of noise, if not for the much more serious and real implications. I mean, the timing of all of this, folks, is not good, and it couldn't be worse for the king because right now he's working remotely from Sandringham. Right now, the standing of the royal family is on shaky ground. 3 of the 4 highest-ranking members of the working bunch have just gone absent, and they don't even have official leave. I'm talking about Charles and William and Catherine. So that leaves Brits in the previously unimaginable position that Queen Camilla is the one holding down the fort. Now she, and she alone, is the public face of the monarchy. And if we are to believe recent polling done by YouGov, it doesn't sound like the public is feeling overly sympathetic towards the royal family right now. According to the YouGov canvassing, support for the royal family has mostly remained static. There is, quote, no evidence of rally round the flag sentiment, according to the pollster. So in the wake of the king's cancer diagnosis and also Catherine's alleged disappearance, right now the firm needs to be doing whatever they can to portray a stately image of calm, of dignified continuity, of stability and perseverance with everybody pitching in. So these conspiracy theories about where Catherine is have become a very problematic sideshow and a real distraction. If courtiers look up long enough from their telegraphs and their agendas, it could be a cause for real worry. It's such a disruption from the wider royal mission, and it's also creating doubt around an institution that has been trying everything in its power to cast off the image of being the shadowy, sketchy institution. Honestly, the last thing the king needs right now is for the royal family to be viewed as suspicious and furtive or squirrely. At the end of the day, what this Catherine hysteria really boils down to is trust. And what has become obvious in the last day or so is exactly how little store and faith much of the Wi-Fi connected world puts on what the palace says officially. In spite of everything, in spite of the fact that it's been almost 27 years since Diana, Princess of Wales, passed away, so many people are still more than willing to think the absolute worst of the royal family. So I gotta say something really clearly here. So maybe, like the X-Files taught us in the 90s, the truth really is out there. But as for Catherine, well, she is safe at home in Windsor, recuperating and recovering and getting better every day. Although maybe Elvis really did call her up. And you, what do you think about these updates? Please let me know what you think below in the comments. And don't be afraid to like and share this video with anybody else who would enjoy it anytime you want. Please subscribe to our Kate Middleton and the Queen channel to support us more and more. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, goodbye, and I'll be back to see you in the next videos. Thanks for watching!